Hey everybody, Kelly Sue with Cleopatra Art Studios, and it's hump day. Hump day. I love that commercial. Anyway, today we're going to talk about how unicorns are real. Woohoo! At least for some of us. And I'm going to show you and finish my new unicorn tiered tray. So, gonna flip the camera this way for just a second. Don't you love this feature? You get dizzy. Here we go. Did that work? Glasses. Glasses are very beneficial. I want to make sure you could, unicorns are my spirit animal. Just finished this. I did not use super traditional unicorn colors, but there's glitter, metallics, and everything. And there's one more left to paint, and it is this unicorns do exist because they're stinking real. Yeah, they are. So let's get painting. It did take me a little while to paint this just because I went back and forth between some colors. Nothing looked exactly the way I wanted to, but you can learn from my mistake. So hold on a second. Let me flip us down. And if I do back to that, but upside down, that should be perfect. Anyway, there were a lot of pieces on this one, but it worked out great. I really love how it turned out. Did go a little, like I said, a little non-traditional. So if you're a very traditional unicorn lover, don't be a hater. I just tried something new. All right, so there are multiple layers here. Definitely want to do the tape trick. And I'm gonna space out the words so that they can be painted a different color. So hopefully you guys are doing great on your lunch hour, sneaking a peek here and there. If I don't see your comment here, I will immediately come back on and answer your question. And I get this question often, and maybe this was you at one time, but lady, what is a tiered tray? It is a design that you can put on a tiered tray, which really means it's like larger, smaller, or any kind of stand whatsoever, and display a little art. So if you're like me, I can't necessarily decorate a whole room, but I can decorate a small area. So here's our backer board. Everything's etched, right where it goes. What I love about this design is that all the words go on top, and I'm not dealing with an etched word that you need to show, but you don't want to paint it because maybe you just don't have a steady hand. So if you're just joining, what do you think? Super cute, I think. Ta-da. I'm going to carry in or try to marry in the sea glass color. It's one of our colors into this design so that the design this is what I used for these three colors or these three designs. Hold on a second. I used, this one is waterfall, purple, and then I think this is it, and a green. I mixed a green. Okay, so I kept a pretty clean color palette with, these are my cool colors, and then my pops of color are pink, and this orange that I made that I've never named it yet. It needs a name. It needs a name. And I'm really happy with everything. Super cute. We're gonna have lots of color in our main. There we go. All right, so hopefully you guys are having a good day. Thanks, Brenda, super cute. I'm bringing in that waterfall. I have some pre-cut sponges ready to go. I think I'm gonna use the waterfall in my back color, because then I might lighten it up a little bit. You're gonna see. I could technically just paint this and not sponge it, but let's get it in there. I'm gonna put in the base coat. Remember, I would not be aggressive with the paint and the sponge if I needed my etched words to show, but on this design, just so excited. I'm sure John's doing the happy dance, having to cut out all these really tiny words, but whatever, we're happy, right? Okay, so that will help pull in the color from the daisies. And if I decide that that color is too dark, I'll come in and lighten it up. Okay, so I don't have to paint all the unicorn. Why? Because the next layer covers it up. I see that I do not have the inserts for the ears. Most likely, that's just not probably feasible. It probably just drops down through the machine and it's impossible to find. So make sure you're picking a color that's gonna pop. I'm gonna have him etch yours so that you'll paint that. But I'm always doing the design first so I can figure out where the gaps are. Just because it works for one time doesn't mean it always will work. Okay, so I do need to paint the mane, the tail. He's got some hair. But I don't have to waste my efforts painting the back etch design of the unicorn because we're covering it up, right? Let me get, so I already know that this falls apart, but I do like this paintbrush a lot, so I'm gonna baby it a little bit. We can all laugh if it falls apart. Oh, thanks, Brenda. Yep, he's great. I love it. Okay, so the unicorn will probably be whitish, and so I'm gonna do maybe some pink hair with some purple stripes. Let's go with that. So I'm gonna use Baby Pink. It is a Deco Art color. And this is our purple. Think lavender. If you went into Deco Art, they have a lavender. So I can just really go right over top of everything. Specifically my ears because I don't have that etched piece. Yours will. We already figured that out. I should probably write that down. Write it down, lady. Etch the ears. And on Monday nights, John's always making notes as he's manning the computer. Nice base coat, has a pretty good coverage, has a good primer in it. One coat is great. Then when the paint is wet on the second coat, I'm gonna come in and do my stripes. Oh, let me go ahead and do the main. The main. The M-A-I-N-M-A-N-E. All right, cleaning out my paintbrush. Gonna grab some white. I like the variation of the sheen differences between just regular paint and fluid acrylic, which it's not fluid enough right now. So the fluid acrylic is super shiny. So for the unicorn, I really like that. Super shiny. One coat pretty much covers it. Okay, I'm also gonna have him etch the nose holes. Eek. Where did I put my etch the nose? Because I want nose holes. I want them painted black. So I'll have him do just those little adjustments. So far, it's super cute. Okay, so the face. So he did etch the eyes, smarty. He's so smart. He has a really high IQ. That man is smart. No complaints. Oops, let me move this foot. No complaints on the John. So are you guys sneaking a peek with from work? Just give me a thumbs up or heart because I know you probably can't do a lot of typing if you're sneaking a peek. All right. So this will be a little glossier than the rest. It's not really a big deal if you're gonna spray everything. I also want to keep my etched lines on my horn. Now I gotta tell you, J.K. Rowling almost lost me. She almost lost me for the whole series when Voldemort was, spoiler alert, was eating unicorn to survive. It's so graphic. Almost lost me. So I was like, oh, what kind of evilness rates this, let alone lets it happen. So the feet, I'm wondering what's going on. We have somebody pulling in. It could be delivery. So this is etched. I can see exactly where I'm going to need to put my lines for my legs. You can dig them out. You don't want to lose your leg lines. These are not 3D pieces. They are actually behind the front legs. So grab your toothpick and just pull them out. If you have a real steady hand, you could paint these. Oops, I missed. And so I have to do it both on both coats. Don't just do it on one coat, you got to do it on both coats. Sorry. Okay. Hair. I mean, you don't have to paint this backer board. You could, specifically if you had some issues that kept you from lining up everything correctly. You know, shaky hands, bad lighting, things like that. So I think I'm gonna do purple. Should clean my paintbrush. This is actually going a lot quicker. This one here took a while. It really, really did. All right. Okay, so all of this is getting another coat. What I did for my horn, can you see how shimmery it is I did my glitter glue trick and then I finished it up with a coat or two of top coat nail polish. That's if you're not gonna shine the whole thing, but you want that horn to stick out. I'm just using Sally Hansen No Chip top coat. I have not tried it with the UV lighting yet. I mean, I've been promising I would, but I just haven't. And it's just a little trick when you don't want to spray the whole thing, but you want a portion of it shiny. Okay, let's go ahead and do the mane one more time. And while it's wet, I'm gonna put some streaks of purple. So what will happen, because it's a wet on wet, is that purple will be really subtle. It'll be, you know, less purpley, so to speak. Hey guys, thanks for joining on your lunch hour. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do some, I might want to wait. So you gotta dip frequently. You know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm actually gonna do wet on dry. Sometimes you try it, it doesn't work out, and it's okay. All right, so this board, this color pulls in the sea glass from the flowers. I really like it. This has waterfall and silver. This has glitter, and then I painted the lines with the glitter after the glitter dried. And honestly, it made my paint a little spready because of, you know, it was bouncing off the glitter pieces. So I always like to try a new thing. That obviously didn't work very well. And it's okay. So then you're not wasting your time with that. I'm just gonna come in and give the unicorn one more coat. And then with my toothpick, I'll clean out my lines. And then all I have to really do is worry about the font. The font's lovely, it's nice and big. And I'll probably just sponge my way across. I'm just taking the paint out of that etched line with my shaky hand because I'm hungry. So whatever you had for lunch, maybe give me some ideas. What did you have for lunch today? Okay, so it's gonna go like this. If you love it and you order it, you will have an etched inside ear and nose hole. He probably didn't even know. Sometimes he works to 2 or 3 in the morning out in the shop. He probably didn't even know that he should be doing that. Sometimes, right? I'm looking, I wonder if I want to silver up the horn. Silver. Okay, let me just blow dry this and we're gonna giddy up. All right, with a small paintbrush, I'm just going to put some lovely streaks in the hair. Ooh. 1 or 2 look a little ridiculous, so I want to go in with quite a few. You can water down your paint so it flows a little bit, or in my case, water is trapped in the ferrule and it just worked its way down. So, don't you love when that happens? When you're just not paying attention. Great time to bring out your bright brushes and really get going on that. So if you're just joining, we're painting our Unicorns Exist tiered tray. Love it so much. There's a lot to paint here. It's a 4-piece tiered tray, but it's priced as much as a 5-piece tiered tray. I don't know if you noticed our tiered trays have different prices because of how long they take to cut and how much wood they use. And it has 4 components instead of 6, but there's a lot on each one. Just gonna put a little white in here. I might fiddle with the hair a little bit more, but we want to get going on it. Eeks. All right, let's put that together. His feet. I'm going to paint the top of his nails, which I think should be a different color than the bottom of his feet. Comment if you think otherwise. I'll take it under advisement. There we go. And if you're just joining, I'm going to make sure you guys have etched ears and nose holes because those are tiny. Okay, so he's got a mane, which is 3D. I told you there's a lot here. And he has a horn. I'm calling it a him. It's a he. It's a he, him unicorn. It's Dudley. Man, he needs a name. Well, I'm watching Dudley, our grand doggy right now, so we can call this one Dudley. Okay, so the front of his nails need painted. You know what, I might switch that to black really quick. If I hate it, I'll just paint over it. It's not a big deal. And this is what painting's all about. You do not, and even the masters, they do not start off or even finish how they start off. Things happen along the way. They ran out of paint. They ran out of an intern to mix the paint thingies. To make the paint, we're out of season. Claude Monet, who had a really big belly. Are you telling me he did not rub that belly or that beard through? Oh my gosh, this was a piece of junk. I got it from Joann's. It's not my favorite place to shop. It's more of a fabric store, I think. Yep, I much better like the black toes. Oh, I didn't have to do that. All right, that's okay. I am just overachieving today. No problem. No problem whatsoever. So spring is finally happening here. I hope it's happening for you guys too. Hey Melissa, I can see with my glasses on that you're commenting. I can't really see what you're saying, but I'll come back and I'll respond. Yes, I know you guys love your unicorns. And if you get this one, he will have etched ears and nose holes. Looks a little silly right now. Okay, unicorns do exist. Okay, so let me give him some eyes really quick. Tiny. Man, those are tiny. Oops, I'm out of the line. Typically what I like to do with a really small etched eyes is I like to flip a paintbrush over, find something appropriate in size, and I like to just kind of fill it in instead of brushing. Just kind of fill it in. Woo! He's a special unicorn. It's harder for me to paint, making the eyes really big. It's harder for me to paint while I'm filming. There you go. Close enough. This way it allows me to put in the eye shine. Okay. So funny. I am out of, or at least here, my Glitz glitter. So I think on my horn, I'm going to use silver. So I want to do something else. Hold on, give me half a second. I have some really pretty glitter in here. But silver, I just don't want it to be dull. I use this, what's it called? Fairy on the purple. I think it came out great. I'm gonna try it. If I hate it, I'll cover it up. So to make, here, let's do it in a cup. If you've not ever seen any of our glitter glue demonstrations, you're gonna take a clear glue, add some moisture or water to it, just so it's fluid, and you're gonna mix it up with a paintbrush and paint it where you want it. A couple times at a paint party, what I have is somebody that doesn't understand, and they make it super thick like this. They brush it everywhere, and then they hate it because it's really, glitter's just for like small areas, really. But if it's not thinned enough, not too much, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit, then it's going to be, like when you paint it on, it's gonna be chunky and uneven. That's a great word, uneven. So I have it all ready to go. I have a lot. I'm gonna paint it on the horn. That's not a bad call. Okay, and keep that. I'm gonna keep my paintbrush ready to go because I think that I'll probably use it again. And then for the eyes, I have a toothpick. I always want to say Q-tip. Karina took my cute new scissors, so I'm going to use my old ones. She didn't say why she was taking it. I'm just going to put a little eye shine in there like, hey, how are you? I'm happy to see you today. If you want, you can use your dabber, your little dot guy if you wanted to, and make some really interesting, fun little whimsical dots. Cute. Okay, so all I have to do is the word at this point. You can shade his face if you wanted to. Remember, I'm not gonna glue mine because I'm gonna ask John to recut me these front pieces with those etched designs. Unicorns. I like to not have the same colors. I don't want everything in the text to be the same color. There's several, or let's see, 2 different text styles here. And I like them both. Okay, so the orange isn't anywhere. So it's an interesting orange. Here it is. It's not a bright orange. I mix it myself. It has a lot of red in it and a little brown and gray. So it's a little drab, but that's what I used, and it's in 2 spots. And if I didn't continue it here, I think it'd be a little bit of a mistake. So I think I'm gonna do, maybe do, the word do, and the orange, exist, and the purple with the fairy glitter on it. Get rid of that. I like this paintbrush a lot, so I'm gonna clean it out real quick and hope that my top doesn't fall off. It's one of the cheap ones, you know, but sometimes get all that paint out. You can use a sponge if you wanted to. I'm just trying to be careful not to press too hard so it just like goes out and down and oozes. If I don't love it, I can paint over it. It's okay. Oops. All right, you guys. And if you don't love it, it's okay. This is my work. When you do yours, it'll be so much better. Hey, how are ya? Okay. Hopefully you're having a good lunch hour. Oh, a lot of you are on the East Coast. It's lunch hour for us. Or when you're a small business owner, cracker time. It's cracker time. We literally have a sleeve of Ritz, which sadly I share with my dogs. So tomorrow, I'm doing this today. I try to do it on Thursday. I'm doing this today because I have Rooster late tomorrow afternoon and all day Friday. John's mom's having a procedure, so he's heading over to the Seattle area, so he can be there for that. Pink, 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 pink. White or black, maybe black. Sometimes I just don't know, and sometimes I have to do it a couple different times, and it's okay. I could do it white, but that seems very pedestrian. You know what I mean. I could paint my board one more time also. I could do it in the waterfall, which is a darker, you can see it's darker. I think I'm just gonna keep this simpler color palette. I'm gonna start with black. Like I said, I feel like my color palette is a little non-traditional, and you guys know I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to paint colors. Yes, the unicorn's white, but I meant like all the other colors. The orange, the seafoam, the waterfall. There you go. Right, I'm gonna just dry my purple, put a little purple glitter on it. You don't want to get too close with the heat gun. It will make the glue bubble. Keep it moving, ladies. Keep it moving. You can use a hairdryer. Over the years, I just morphed to a glue gun, or a heat gun, excuse me. Okay, so since I have this, let's just make him extra sexy, sexy glitter on the horn. Just give it another coat. I have it, let's use it. And after it dries, if you want, you can put some Sally Hansen No Chip top coat. You don't want a bottom coat. The top coat's shinier and seals it in. You can do that. Okay, so this is from Michaels. It's called Recollection Extra Fine Glitter. This one is in Fairy, in the small container, which is the size. It's exactly the same, but it's called Fairy Wings, I believe. So obviously sometime along the line they changed the name, but it's the same thing. Just know that if you like the glitter trick, you can get a package of this size for about $14. Use your coupon. Or this one's $9, this one's $3.99. But why not get the multi-pack, and then you can have a lot of them to choose from. Then you can buy the one you love, in a bigger size. But with paint parties, I obviously go through a lot. The people would like freak, like literally freak if I did not bring my glitter. I added way too much. I thought a capful would be just a nice little amount, but it ended up being way too much. Water. Keep in mind the water and the glue will extend drying time. What do I mean by that? It's gonna take longer to dry. Hey, hey, Shannon. Shannon, did you give me your pick for your door hanger? Can't remember. Anyway, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing great. I know you would pick different colors because you are fantastic when it comes to picking out color. You are the color goddess. You are. D-O. Do exist. So I'm gonna blow dry this or let it dry and add a couple more coats of the purple. So what my goal here was that I have my unusual color choices, but that they repeat. And then there's a couple little bumps of color. Oh, I am sweet. Somebody called me that last night and me and John almost laughed so hard we peed. I'm really not sweet at all, but you're so funny. No, you really deserve that title. You are a color goddess. I love it. You're so inspiring. Okay, so my goal was to try to use a little bit of colors that you wouldn't normally use, but in order to get it to work as a complete composition, you need to repeat them. So these two don't have the seafoam in it, but this one does. And then this one doesn't have any pink, but it's carrying in the orange. So my color palette is pretty simple. I think there's 5 colors plus white and black, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 plus white and black. I feel like I'm missing one. And so it's pretty simple. If you picked every color, now Shannon can get away with using every color in the crayon box. She's just really, really good at it. But I'm here to help those of you that are like just kind of starting out and you're a little nervous, you don't know what colors to use. I use pink, but I use pink that was straight out of the bottle and pink that had some white in it, okay? So there's a couple different variations of pink. The purple straight out of the bottle, white, everything else is straight out of the bottle. And then I just mixed some green. My normal green was way too dark, so I did take our Tell Me About It and added a little yellow just for that green that's down here. All right, so hopefully you love this tier tray. I wanted to make sure that everything was gonna work, and I did find 2 things I need John to fix. He needs to etch the ears and the nose because that's way too much air going in and out of his nose. I want to be able to paint those and paint the inside of his ears. So thanks for hanging out with me today on a Wednesday about lunchtime. So grab your crackers and finish your job today. Let's see how we do. I'm gonna head over to the shop. All my girls are on vacation this week, so that means a lot of shop time for me. I could be packing up your order, I don't know. And then with John being out of the shop for a couple days later this week, he's gotta check in on his mama. I'm gonna be over there boxing up a lot. So thanks for watching with me today. Have a good day. Bye-bye.